themselves. 9, the goat man may have been killed when children set fire to his shack originally. And 10, the informant. This is probably the most important point.
Okay, there's a 9-second delay, Nerd Squad. It is 1:32 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a consensual recording with Mystic Gwen pursuant to the instructions of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. I am not an employee of the FBI, but I'm authorized to state I am an informant since the last week of June 2024. Unit 207 has been on a rampage today. They have criminally and illegally shut off 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of the preceding live streams, all initiated in the last 5 hours and 32 minutes. I am going to start out this live stream. First off, let me pause this podcast that I was sampling. Let's make sure that this live stream is even actually recording and visible, since Unit 207. Let's make sure that this live stream is even actually recording and visible. Has hacked in to prevent me from seeing that anyone is even viewing it for all of the ones they've criminally and illegally shut off. And that is also the case with this live stream, which tells us that they're going to criminally and illegally shut this one off, as they've done for the 10 that have preceded it. To put it another way, although I'm watching this live stream currently on the Lenovo ThinkPad, it's not reflecting as anyone viewing it. So I'm also going to show you a video that I've taken on my phone of just what occurred in the last couple of minutes that they criminally and illegally shut off the live stream. This is what's happened with all 10 of the preceding live streams that they've done this to. 7 is once again criminally and illegally preventing the live streams from rolling. It is now 1:29 PM PST. This is a laptop that is not recording the live streams, but instead I'm supposed to be watching the live streams on, because they've done this with 9 of the preceding live streams. And this is the laptop that's recording the live stream. Looks like they somehow muted it. Well, the recording, as you can see, shows that it ran for 1 hour and 7-something minutes. That's the live stream that preceded this one. And on the YouTube channel, I haven't checked to look and see how much of a differential there is as far as the time goes. I'm going to flip this around so you can see. So I am visually watching this live stream right now on this laptop that you're looking at, the Lenovo ThinkPad. And yet the recording itself is showing me that no one is watching it. And that is something that has occurred with Unit 207 and all 10 of the preceding live streams today, prior to them criminally and illegally ending them. Now, I thought perhaps this had something to do with the fact that what they've been referring to as an operation is actually an aggravated criminal conspiracy and a domestic terrorist organization. And that was the reason for their ongoing criminality today. But at this point, I can only speculate as to what it is that they think that they are up to, because quite frankly, they're so detached from reality and the fact that over half of them are going to prison for the rest of their lives before the summer of 2025. So I'm going to click on the preceding live stream, because I'm tired of going over the same information. For the 10 preceding live streams, they've criminally and illegally shut off. So here is the preceding live stream from 12:20 p.m. And you can enjoy that. Again, 10-second delay, Nerd Squad. Pay attention. It is 12:22 p.m. PST. 12:22 p.m. PST. Unit 207, once again, criminally and illegally shut off the preceding live stream, making for the 9th one that they've done so to. 10th now. Since 1:36 p.m. and they're currently hacked into this live stream in the exact same manner as all 10 of those. Meaning they've just incurred $180 million more in penalties and fees that they are contractually obligated to pay, as any of the attorneys facing federal debarment could explain to them. Now, I've had to go over the same bits of information 9 times in the last 4 hours. 10 times now. 10 times in the last 5.5 hours. It's 1:36 p.m. I'm going to click on the preceding live stream. And I'm just going to let that play for, I think, about 25 minutes-ish, which will cover everything that you need to know here. Nerd Squad, it's reflecting as 218 videos set for public consumption right now. Let's make sure. Do we still have audio now that it's 12:23 p.m.? Still have audio now that it's 12:23 p.m.? Still? Yes, we do. Okay, clicking on the preceding live stream. And you'll want to listen to, I think, about the first 35 minutes of this. Here we go. It's playing. Okay, Nerd Squad, we have a 10-second delay. It is currently 10:21, excuse me. Just going to pause it there and say it's 12:24 PM PST.
It's actually 1:37 PM PST.
10:21, February 11th, 2025, Tuesday. Unit 207 has been really busy. Between 8 and 10 a.m. this morning, they have been really busy, deliberately, criminally shut off, terminated, and tampered with every live stream that has been initiated. I don't even know if this live stream is actually accessible because of Unit 207's criminality.
It looks like they may have muted.
Anyways, there are some updates. We need to go over some updates. They've been actively attempting to prevent all of you from hearing for the last 2 hours and 22 minutes.
Correction, for the last 4.5 hours.
Correction,
for the last 5.5 hours. PM now. 5.5. It's 1:38 PM now. Keep in mind, this is a consensual recording of Mystic Lane pursuant to the instructions of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I'm not an employee of the FBI.
I'm currently having to
but I've been authorized to state I am an
on the
informant
Lenovo ThinkPad because of Unit
since June
207
of
tracking criminality,
2024.
just in order to access this YouTube channel from a different device.
Fast forwarding a
We'll
little bit.
jump to another preceding live stream that's from like 8 this morning that goes over the updates they don't want you to know, so much so that they've been criminally
Illegally shut off over 9 of the preceding live streams. 10 total. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go to an earlier recording today from 8 a.m. when I only had to say it for the first time and not 9 times later, which is what this is now. Or is it the
10 times later?
1, 2, 3.
It's the 10th time at 1:39 p.m.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
FYI, this does
9,
indeed
yes. 9 of
constitute
the
active
preceding live
cyber
streams
stalking
were
and
criminally
harassment, you
shut
dumb
off.
fucks.
So now that you know that, let's go back in time.
In
to the
addition
8
to
a.m.
evidence
live stream
tampering,
with the updates
obstruction,
we don't
and
want you
witness
to hear,
intimidation.
So much so that the criminally and illegally shut off 9 different live streams. Here we go.
Okay, Nerd Squad, we have a 9-second delay. It is Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. It is 8:02 a.m. Pacific Standard.
Again, it is actually 12:27 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, same day. Men and women upstairs looking at additional counts on their indictment. 9, totaling $180 million in agreed to penalties. Actually, more than that because you rejected some police reports yesterday. So is that a doubling or a quadrupling? I can't recall. Quadrupling, I believe.
And now they're at 10 at 1:40 p.m.
Same day.
At present. We do have some updates to go over. I've listed them in the description of this video, but I need to make sure because of the ongoing criminal conduct of Unit 207 that this video is actually live and that I can hear it live. So let me click on this video from the live pad. So let me click, which is not logged into the same account as this YouTube live stream, and let's make sure there's audio. YouTube live stream, and let's make sure there's audio. Okay, here we go. It is now 8:03 a.m. PST, still Tuesday. It is still February 11th, 2025. Not too much to update, basically more of the same, but the FBI has asked me to
continue with the oral updates at the beginning of the live stream. So remember, everybody, this is a consensual recording with Mr. Quinn pursuant to the instructions of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I am not an employee of the FBI, but I've been authorized to state I am an informant since the last week of June 2024. Here are the updates also available in the description of this video. Oh, Unit 207, description of this video. Okay, Unit 207 may have already criminally and illegally disconnected this live stream because although I'm watching the video on a different laptop, they have 0 viewers showing. Alternatively, it could be just them stalking me and this is part of their facade to pretend that they haven't, by finding a loophole with the YouTube interface they like to hack so that they cannot be logged as viewing the videos that they're viewing 24/7. Okay, here we go.
Let me just pause it there and elaborate a little bit. These hackers upstairs, these imbeciles, these child abusers, stalkers, hostage holders, disgraces to every man and woman with the badge. These federal felons, these domestic terrorists, and their domestic terrorist organization, all of whom are conspirators in an aggravated criminal conspiracy, have, with the cessation of the 10 preceding live streams, literally added in some instances over 70 years minimum mandatory to their sentences. Incredibly arrogant, foolish fools.
And here we go. Here's the update. The criminal conspiracy centered in Unit 207 persists. Yesterday, February 10th, a brief visit by a male individual just before noon, delivering written materials suggest further coordination and planning. This was followed at 2 PM PST by the North Everett Precinct's predictable and unlawful rejection of the February 8th police report / addendum, a blatant act of obstruction. Unit 207 continues to operate under a delusion, failing to grasp that their actions constitute an aggravated criminal conspiracy verging on domestic terrorism, targeting an FBI informant. Their stated intent to, quote, pretend, end quote, to cease stalking while continuing to do so alongside plans to send multiple individuals to my residence before February 23rd, believing my, quote, participation, end quote, is required, is further evidence of their criminal intent and detachment from reality.
Verified.
From reality. Their continued illegal terminations of these live streams are recorded. Since February 1st, no thumbnail of a selfie of me taken last month has been added to further delineate these terminations. Any termination without my oral statement and a restart of the live stream in 90 seconds or less is a criminal act that I am being the victim of. Since the February 8th filing, 2 additional live streams have been illegally terminated. February 10th, 12 a.m. and February 10th, 8:37 AM PST.
I'm just going to pause it there and point out, as of 12:31 p.m., they then did it to all 9 live streams that kicked off from 8 a.m. to the preceding live stream. And as a further update, at 1:45 p.m., they've done it to all 10. All 10. Then keep in mind that their plan has consistently been for the final illegal entry attempt in the attempt to illegally and unlawfully arrest me or unlawfully commit me and or kidnap me, and/or, as the Seattle Federal Marshals and the FBI sees it, perpetrate a blatant act of domestic terrorism, is supposed to coincide with them criminally and illegally shutting off the live stream. So is it an attempt to intimidate an FBI informant? Why, yes. Yes, indeed it is. And who has full jurisdiction? The FBI, you dumb fucks. I.e. this recording you're listening to, they criminally legally shut off. And then all 8 that began after it.
Incurring an additional $20 million in penalties. These and all prior penalties remain in effect. They have incurred penalties in the millions for their actions to attempt to obstruct, tamper with evidence, intimidate, harass, stalk, violate my civil rights, violate the ADA, endanger my children, commit fraud, and more. These penalties are legally binding. The FBI is fully aware. And more. Now, that being said, the FBI does want me to play for you a recording that I made fully aware on Saturday of the last filing that should be in any and all cases with my legal names, Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Quinn, and should have been personally delivered to any commissioners or judges by anyone involved in any sort of litigation with me, all of which is fraudulent and criminal. Keep that in mind. So I'm going to press play and you're going to hear that now.
Now, and anyone who's wondering about the latest brief from the FBI, it was that everything you're doing today makes it much easier to convict you dumbasses with racketeering. That's one of the surprise charges on your looming soon-to-be unsealed indictments.
For that now, just keep in mind, it is actually February 11th now, Tuesday. The updates are in the description. It is 8:07 AM PST.
It's
Here is the
1:48
recording the FBI
same
would
day.
like me to play for you. You might want to fast forward about 6 minutes into this live stream from this point if you don't want to hear all of the judicial notes and notices about incorporation and what this is an addendum to. It's mainly there for lawyers and people who may be coming and not knowing anything at all about the current investigation that's going on in case.